Let's talk about the product objection, right? So when you hear people say, oh, I just don't think this is the right product for me. I don't think this is the right service for me. I don't think this is the right program for me, right? Those are basically them not making a decision. In any close, the first thing when you're selling something, they have to make a decision, right? The decision happens first before you can move forward, right? So the moment that you can get them to make a decision on a product or service or program that you have to offer, the better off you are, because then the commitment comes into the signature, right? So they say, okay, I'm going to do this, and then commitment, right? So they decide, commit, right? And that's how you keep moving forward. Now, the issue is though, is a lot of people, if you're a one product, service or program, or if you only have one thing that you're selling, this is very difficult, right? And it's probably not a good business model anyways. And that's just coming from watching and experiencing and researching in my own successes and multiple different failures that I've done along the way, and that I know some of the big connections that I have along the way. You need to have multiple products and services that you are offering people no matter what. Never just rely on one thing, right? So I see this a lot online. There's a lot of things people are offering, like one price point or two price points, for a really high ticket and one type of service. You need to help people out. You need to get them, a little bit. So that's not the right product or the service. First of all, if you know that it's the right product or the service and it's going to solve the problem that they have, you need to push a little bit and figure out what it is that they really understand. I totally understand that, right? You don't think it's the right product or the service right now. Can you tell me what is the right product and the service that you're looking for? Well, X, Y, and Z. That's exactly why this is the best program or the best product or the best service for you, because it has those things and this right here that's going to continuously keep moving you forward. You're asking questions to figure out, okay, what is really the issue going on here versus this bullshit excuse or justification or objection, if you'll call it that, right? So it's not the right product or the service. How do you overcome that? Ask them, figure it out. It might end up leading, I totally understand that, there's multiple other products and services out there. Which product and service are you looking for? Right? Well, I'm looking for this, and this. Well, if I could supply that for you, would you get started today? Right? Yeah, absolutely. All right, go ahead and sign right here. Let's go ahead and get you started, right? Now, this is too, may have another product or another service that might be where they want to go, right? Or what's going to solve the problem that they're having. You might have that solution in other things you offer. But if you only have one product or service, then you have to figure it out, because it's never really about the product or the service. It's trying to figure out what it is that individual truly wants. And once again, what got you started thinking about this in the first place? What product and service is going to solve that problem, right? Or I don't know what I want. Okay, I totally understand, that it's hard for us sometimes to know what we want. But if you did know what you wanted, what would that be, right? You're asking the questions to actually have a conversation with them to move it further along, so and are gathering the right fact-finding information to actually provide them a solution to the problem they have going on, right? With the product, the service, or the program that you have. You're gathering information so you can truly help them out. That is the number one thing. Remember, you're not focusing on the actual money and the sale. You're focusing on helping somebody solve a problem. You're focusing on truly being authentically giving them to them so you can help them out. That's the first and foremost thing. You're having these conversations in the objection handling process so that way you can help them move towards where they want to be and need to be in their life, or in their business, or whatever it is that your product, your service, or your program is offering for them. So remember, I totally understand you don't necessarily know what you want right now, but if you did know, what would that look like? What would that be? How much would, you know what I mean? Like that's the stuff you need to ask. What would that look like? If you did know what it was that you wanted, what would that be? Well, it would be this, and this. Now they just told you what they want and what they need to help them overcome X, Y, and Z. The moment you disagree with that, You're not in agreement. You're going the opposite way, which is 90% of the issue with most people doing sales or selling a product, a service, or a program is they're separating themselves instead of moving towards the objection. Remember, move towards the objection, move towards the objection, move towards the objection, never away. Be in agreement 100%, because agreement means you agree to this, they agree to this, right? When you sign an agreement for somebody else on your house, on your car, you're agreeing to make payments on that thing, and they're agreeing to supply you the transportation. Just in a conversation, you have to be in agreement, because if you're not, you can never actually have a paper agreement. And remember, conversation, 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 fact find, ask enough of the questions, because the objections, the reasons you're getting objections is because it's to questions you didn't even ask during the process. And not one single thing ruins a sale or ruins the process. Just remember that. It's a multitude of things along the way that actually blow it at the end. So the better you get, the better you rehearse this stuff, the better you go over it, and the better you retain this information over and over. Rewatch this stuff, the sales process, the lead generation process, all this stuff. You're not just going to be able to listen to it once and then understand it. Remember, training is something that you do, not that you did, right? You do it every single day. Rewatch it, rewatch it, rewatch it. It takes roughly 1,000 times for you to do something over and over and over for you to actually know it, so you don't have to think about it. And that's what you want to have within your business, within handling objections, doing the sales process, generating leads, and scaling and being successful overall.